right, welcome back. It's time for us to have a conversation on the nutrition segment. And today we're going to be talking about nutrition in your teeth. Yeah, the 32.
Like this topic.
So Kosia Kuredi Yadom, state registered nutritionist, has joined us in this studio. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fantastic.
Great. We're well.
Thank you.
We're well. Good.
So, nutrition in our teeth. What do we need to know?
Okay, so everything from the crown of our head to the soles of our feet dwells or rests on whatever we are putting in us. And our teeth definitely has to be a very important part of us. There are some people, they are too pretty until they show you what they have here.
And you're like,
so it's like it adds to it or take away from you. So it's very important that we are paying attention to what we are eating, because there are some nutrients to be deliberate about to make sure that the enamel, the tooth, is all protected and fitting or staying the way that nature made it for you. So we have phosphorus being one of the 8 of them.
okay.
So phosphorus is very, very important. You need to make sure that you are deliberate about phosphorus. And a way to be deliberate about it, great example of a food rich in phosphorus is egg.
Oh,
Okay.
So when you have a complete egg, that is with the yolk, you have about 95 milligrams to 100 milligrams of phosphorus sitting in there.
Okay.
But then the unfortunate thing is that if you take the yolk out, you have like just 5%
Oh, so
sitting
it's
in
mainly
there.
the yolk.
So it's mainly the yolk. So when it comes to even children who are now developing teeth, you need to make sure that egg plays a vital role in their meal. So normally
good.
when you see a nutritionist, we normally tell you can even correct stunting in them, because you know at that age they are growing. So you have to make sure that if the plottings are not going well, then we push certain nutrients. We are deliberate about them to make sure cocoa is stored. You don't have children who are
So
nothing
eggs
like
are
cocoa.
good.
Eggs
You know,
are
there's
good.
always this thing about eggs, whether to eat too much, too little.
So
it always comes
it's
up
very
in nutrition.
tricky, because at a point there was an egg diet. Everybody was just running on eggs. You don't depend on one single food item for the nutrients you will need.
Okay.
A greater source too, if you have conditions of cholesterol or you have hypercholesterolemia, then you need to be guided as far as the cholesterol intake is concerned. So in a week you will have certain allowable, you can do like 2 whole.
Okay.
And so if subsequently you need to do it, you have to take the yolk out. Now, how do I compensate for that?
Right.
Something like whole grains are great.
For phosphorus as
Yes,
well.
as far as phosphorus is concerned. So you need to make sure that's why some of these things are technical. That's why professionals are there to help you know that if I'm not taking egg, if I'm lactose intolerant, I don't tolerate dairy products, which will give me the calcium, vitamin D. How do I make sure I compensate using other alternatives?
Okay.
So that is that for phosphorus. You need zinc too. Zinc is very, very good. You need to remineralize.
Okay.
As far as your teeth or the dentition is concerned, and zinc plays a very, very important role in that. It strengthens the enamel.
Okay.
And that is, enamel is a very crucial point as far as a crucial part of your teeth. So you need to make sure you're taking care of that. Protein helps as far as the enamel again is concerned. So that is the reason why we will tell you to eat a balanced diet or eat from the 4-star diet. Always eat from the 4-star diet category, because it will hammer on all the nutrients we will need as far as you taking care of your tooth and your enamel, or everything that has to do with your gum is also concerned. Because some of the people, the reason why their teeth is bad, or they laugh, they talk, and you want to go away, is there is something wrong with the gum. And so whatever you are eating, you should eat and have this in mind. What am I giving to my eye? What am I giving to everything from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet?
So you talked about phosphorus.
So we've spoken about that. Fluoride.
Protein.
Sometimes the paste we use, we have fluoride in there.
Yes.
But then you need to make sure that you are conscious about fluoride-rich foods, which also will help you as far as... so you have to be mindful as far as how much you're consuming this is concerned. The chicken looks nice, but take the skin off because of other concerns. And then vitamin C. Sometimes supplementation may need to come in because sometimes the chewing of certain foods like the high acidic level in some of the food can end up being the reason why the enamel or the tooth is affected in a certain way. So where there is a need for supplementation to be done, it has to be done in a way that professionally you are helped to make sure you are protecting the enamel and the tooth. And then vitamin A. Vitamin A is very, very important. Keratin is needed, and keratin depends on vitamin A for formation. So when it comes to your vitamin A intake, you are also helping the protein keratin, which is part of your dentition, will help as far as the quality of your tooth or your gum is concerned. And then vitamin D. Vitamin D, direct exposure to the sunlight is okay, but we have food sources of vitamin D also, which are very, very good as far as preventing fracture and cracks. There are people who sometimes have cracks and they were not born with those cracks. It's as a result of certain something happened, even chewing or biting into something, ice and what have you, can cause those cracks to happen. And so we need to have vitamin D rich foods, very important to remineralize again here as far as the enamel is also concerned. And then for teeth repair and then formation, especially in children who are now teaching. So mostly they come and they are like, oh, my child is almost 2, but dentition delayed and what have you. Be deliberate. See a nutritionist. By God's grace, they are around. We are around. Look for us and then make sure certain nutrients are deliberately incorporated. The last one is calcium. Calcium for the formation of stronger bones.
We always hear about calcium.
Teeth. And you need, for the average person, 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams per day. And where there is a deficiency, now your body will go to the bones and the teeth directly to pull the calcium from there.
Weakening those things.
So if you are somebody in your menopausal age, already you are highly susceptible to a depletion in your calcium stores. So for these individuals, your meals will need to be planned, taking into consideration your risk of osteoporosis and the fact that where there is a depletion, your body will resort to the bones and your teeth. And so it's a reason why at that age you see that when the woman was in her prime, her dentition was a certain way, but some begin to lose their teeth, not just women, but even men. So depending on the age, once you are growing, we need to increase A and increase B as far as certain nutrients are concerned, and calcium is very, very, very critical. So have X to make sure you are helping yourself as far as people with parathyroidism is concerned. It's a condition linked with the thyroid, and it can also be as a result of some of these deficiencies, especially when it comes to the phosphorus. Nuts are very good, eggs are good, salmon. Unfortunately, what we call salmon in Ghana here is mackerel. So I would say work with oily fishes. That will help you. And then potato, grains, like I stressed on wholemeal grains to make sure that phosphorus is supplied to you.
Fantastic
I like
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
I like it.
So
you know, it's interesting. Talking about too much of certain things. So I lived in Nairobi for a while, and I realized that I didn't understand for the longest time. I didn't understand why there were quite a lot of people from certain localities that had browning teeth. You know, and then I found that there was actually something called dental fluorosis. Yeah, you know, it's like it's in the water. The fluoride, there's too much fluoride in the water. You know, so
nutrition is tricky. You don't have to do too much of it. I quickly want to touch on the symptoms and signs to look out for to let you know that you are deficient in phosphorus. So loss of appetite can be a deficiency, and then anxiety. You have bone pain, fatigue, joint stiffness, you have weakness, you have change in your weight. You can either put on or lose, and then numbness. A certain part, can also be a deficiency in phosphorus. Irregular breathing, so you don't have the proper like happening. You have something else happening. Sometimes it's more than it is supposed to be, and so it means that there's something wrong as far as the breathing is concerned. Irritability, weakness, decreased growth, and poor bones. So sometimes there are people, they always have issues with their joints and what have you. You have anemia and you easily get confused. It's a clue.
Wow.
Okay. Lots of symptoms to look out for.
So if you have any of these, maybe you need to check a chemistry test will be done to let you know.
Thanks so much, Akosia. How do people reach you?
Okay, so on Instagram, you can follow me or reach me at The Nutritionist Akosia, and Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Nutritionist Akosia, and you can WhatsApp me on 0243 350206.
Awesome.
All right.
As always, thank you.
It's always a pleasure.
A word to the wise.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.